Greetings and salutations. This is the voice of Loquacious of Herd, bringing you his afterthoughts on My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 8, Episode 9, titled Non-Compete Clause. I heartily suggest you find and watch the episode itself, sans commentary, before proceeding with either the Spoken Herd Afterthoughts review or viewing my full reaction, which is hosted at the link in the description. Please support the official release. Be warned, this Afterthoughts review will contain spoilers for the episode. With that out of the way, on to the review. Once again, we are revisiting an old dynamic, that of competition between two of the main six. A friendly competition can be fun and helpful, but when people or ponies get a bit too invested in winning, well, that can be less fun and most unhelpful. But here we are, with two of our most competitive ponies, presented with a new arena.
Did I miss the Teacher of the Month announcement? You're just in time. But it's gonna be me. Yeah, right. I got this one nailed.
Yep. Applejack and Rainbow Dash are competing to see which is the most teacherly teacher, the best loved by their students, and deserving of this month's trophy, along with a place of honor for their picture to hang on the walls of Headmare Twilight's office. So, who won this month?
And the Friendship School Teacher of the Month is... Fluttershy. Again? Come on!
Apparently Fluttershy is the student favorite. Not only are AJ and RD disappointed by their own respective places in the rankings, but it seems that Fluttershy is exceedingly popular.
Oh my! I don't know how I keep winning.
Yeah, me neither.
Indeed. Fluttershy appears to have won Teacher of the Month for the past 9 months running. It's nice to get a hint as to the timing of the season. From this, we can be reasonably certain that it's been 9 months since the season premiere. And, as we can see, both AJ and RD are saddened to see yet another trophy pass them by. Now, there are any number of ways that this setup could spiral out of control and into a ponies behaving badly scenario. And, of the options for the conflict, I'm pleased with the ultimate route, which winds up being that Applejack and Rainbow Dash decide they need to compete with each other to outdo one another in various special assignments about the school, so as to drum up support for their own campaigns to be the next Teacher of the Month. And Twilight has just the activity in mind.
A teamwork field trip. Leading it is a Teacher of the Month type job. So I thought I'd ask... I'm your pony, Twilight.
Kudos to Applejack for jumping right in on that. She does have some skills in that regard.
Sweet Apple Acres has taught me a thing or two about working together.
Yeah, but being a Wonderbolt's the definition of teamwork.
A new challenger has appeared. So which of them will win the argument over who gets to lead the teamwork activity, which, judging from Twilight's comments that this was a Teacher of the Month kind of job, coupled with Fluttershy's status as 9 times Teacher of the Month, it seems like Twilight was intending to assign to Fluttershy.
I'm sure you're not saying fancy flying makes you a better choice than me.
I wouldn't say better, just a little more qualified. No offense.
Maybe you can lead the field trip together.
That's right, Fluttershy wins the argument. But is this really winning?
Of course. Who better to model the importance of working as a team?
Rarity, Fluttershy, me, Spike, this flower pot.
Both of you are teamwork experts. If the students see the two of you teaching together, they'll learn even more. I know you've been competitive in the past, but I'm sure you'd never let that get in the way of friendship education.
Of course.
Totally!
And there we have it. Conflict established. Applejack and Rainbow Dash will be co-leading an outdoor teamwork activity for a group of students. And this at a time when their usual friendly rivalry has been spurred towards something a bit less friendly due to the circumstances. While those circumstances, a new arena of possible competition, a desire to be good teachers, a long stretch of being, for all practical purposes, tied for second place, coupled with their individual pride and drive for success, make what is to come quite understandable and ultimately forgivable, we're not seeing the better side of either of these two competitors. But now the Student 6 are ready for field tripping, and Yona's adorable as she plays off the most literal meaning of that phrase. Time to meet the instructors.
All right, class. Today you'll learn how important working together is for building a strong friendship.
Hey, y'all! Ready to get out there and do some learning the Apple family way?
This is basically gonna be the best field trip in the history of ever! With me in charge, that is. Whoa!
With us in charge, meaning mostly me.
Yeah, good one.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
And what teamwork activity do you two have planned for today?
Shed
Canoe
building.
racing!
No way! We get to do both? I bet that's exactly what your teachers had in mind.
No, Twilight. No, it wasn't. AJ and RD are in full-on competition mode, and it's not going to end until either there is a victor or a disaster, or possibly both. Me? I bet on the disaster.
Why don't you start with shed building first?
Don't mind if I do. Every creature, follow the leader.
I'll check in later to see how it's going. Remember to work together!
All I've got to say is that it's a good thing Twilight's going to be checking up on this fiasco. Well, Applejack's attempt to wrangle some free child labor for Sweet Apple Acres out for students doesn't go quite as planned, specifically because Rainbow Dash gets impatient with Applejack's slow and steady progress approach. No, Ardy wants to rush through shed building to get to her activity, the canoe racing. The result is, most of a shed slapped together.
Just 'cause it's fast don't mean it's good.
Oh, sorry, can't hear you. Too busy practicing my Teacher of the Month pose. Yeah, yeah, hoo-wah!
Don't count your pictures before they're snapped, Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, it's become quite clear that AJ and RD are way too into the competition to actually work together or model friendship and teamwork for their students, or, well, do much of anything beyond implicit pressure on their students to choose between their two teachers.
These students are totally gonna vote for a teacher who gets things done.
No, they're gonna vote for a teacher who gets things done right.
Yeah, this isn't awkward at all.
Took the words and the sarcastic delivery right out of my mouth. The shed building proceeds apace. That pace is slow. RD has had enough of that.
Just bring it down already!
I'll give you one guess whose side is still standing.
Yak side!
I just want to point out that this bit of physical comedy dates back to a stunt pulled off in the 1928 silent comedy film Steamboat Bill Jr. by the inestimable Buster Keaton, known as the Great Stoneface. Anyway, where were we?
Professors? I'm a little confused about teamwork now.
As well you should be, Ocellus. You're not being given good examples. But it's time to go on to Rainbow Dash's canoe race. It's a race, and they will be attempting to paddle to the finish line in record speed.
Any questions? You don't have questions? No time for them. Get in the boat!
You know, Artie, this is right up there with subverting your class into enforced labor for your personal gain on your own family farm in terms of how not to teach. So, I guess the score is still tied between who's the better teacher? Meanwhile, in spite of their instructors, the Student 6 continue to bond as friends.
Yak, not like water. Sometimes, when I'm scared to try something new, I whistle.
We got you, Yona.
Adorable. Of course, AJ and RD are too busy arguing about the whole Teacher of the Month thing, then arguing over how best to paddle canoe, then on which way to go around the rocks near the Bitacuda fish. Wait, rocks? Worse, as was made clear earlier, Yona can't swim.
I love field trips!
I hope you're happy.
Obviously not, because there goes our new speed record. Help! Yak not swim! That's okay. Your friends can change into creatures like Dude.
How's the canoeing going?
Badly, Twilight. It goes badly. Exploit your students' labor, then endanger their lives and risk them drowning levels of badly. A quick round of arguing and hoof-pointing later, and we return to the driving conflict of the episode.
I can't believe this. You're not teaching teamwork. You're competing with each other. I thought you were past that.
We are! Mostly.
That mostly is important. Competition is in AJ and Artie's nature, just like shyness is in Fluttershy's, or a touch of vanity is in Rarity's. Much of the time, these traits don't cause big problems, but sometimes they can. What strikes me as quite hopeful is that AJ and Artie are starting to recognize what's been going on and to see that it's been a problem.
We got carried away with wanting to be the teacher of the month is all.
The teacher of the month wouldn't care about being the teacher of the month. I know Fluttershy would be thrilled to see another pony win. That's it. I'm taking over this field trip.
First off, excellent point about why Fluttershy wins. One of the factors is that it's clear that Flutters is really just concerned about her students' success, not about the prestige of being voted best teacher. That concern and dedication to student well-being is a mark of a good teacher. Second, good call by Twilight. AJ and RD are, as Pinkie foresaw, not well suited to lead this activity. Time to re-rail this disaster and...
Hold up, Twilight. Don't count out Rainbow Dash for the award just yet. You should have seen her fire up those students to build a shed.
No way! You're the one the students listen to. Besides, you saved us from those pony-eating fish. Long story, but Applejack should definitely be Teacher of the Month.
Maybe you two have learned something after all.
Does that mean you'll give us another chance at the teacher of the...
Field trip?
Well...
Come on, Twilight. We get it. No more arguing. Right, Applejack?
Right as rain and twice as fresh.
Fine. But I'm picking the next activity you two lead. A nature walk. No pony could possibly argue over that. Right?
And the ongoing cavalcade of failure now heads into overtime. This time, the flavor for RD and AJ's lack of teamwork will be constant deference to one another, leading to a lack of any team work at all.
Well, look at that. The path splits up ahead. Left or right?
Here we go again.
Where to, Rainbow Dash?
I was thinking right, unless you want to go left. Because what makes you happy makes me happy.
Oh, heck. Forget about me. You want to go right? We'll go right.
But teamwork means listening to other ponies, so it's up to you.
Well, aren't you as sweet as sugar apple pie? But it's up to you.
Follow me. Yak no best way.
I'm with the students. This is frustrating to watch, as it is intended to be. With the now horribly indecisive leadership of their teachers, the group wanders the wood, becoming lost. And with the students having to step up to leadership roles to keep their little band together and moving in something vaguely approaching the right direction.
Do you want to keep going in a circle, Applejack?
Up to you, Rainbow Dash. I insist.
No, I insist.
But I insisted first.
Are we still on a field trip? Because this just feels like being lost.
Lost they are, but Smolder finds a route back to the school, one which involves crossing a ravine.
All we have to do is, build a bridge, across that, giant canyon, and we're home free. That is, if you think a bridge is a good idea.
Only if you want to build a bridge.
Stop! Listen, we can just fly everyone over and be done.
Nope. There's still plenty of time to teach y'all a lesson in teamwork.
Cooperation.
Togetherness.
You are so right.
Only as right as you are.
Okay! We'll build a bridge. What do we use?
Branches.
Vines.
Vines.
Branches.
I'm going with your idea. Vines. No buts about it.
I'm building with your idea. Branches. End of story.
Yes, this is going horribly, painfully, deliciously badly. In short order, everything Applejack and Rainbow Dash are building whilst working on their own comes crashing down, leaving the students to pick up the pieces once again.
Let me guess. Vitacudas?
And they look mighty hungry.
We gotta get our professors out of there. Any creature have a plan?
Leave him hanging?
What?
I'm kidding. Kinda.
Honestly, I don't fault Gallus for his feelings. Applejack and Rainbow Dash have both been cast in the role of ponies behaving badly this episode. Have they finally learned their lesson?
I hate to admit it, but this whole mess is kinda our fault.
Yeah. No trophy is worth getting eaten over.
So, what do you say? You want to team up and get ourselves out of this here pickle barrel?
I thought you'd never ask. No! Don't worry, I'm just the distraction.
And what a distraction Ocellus is. In short order, the students have rescued their teachers, and every creature has made it safely back to school.
How was the field trip? What did you all learn?
Yak learned pony smart. Yeah, Professors Applejack and Rainbow Dash were such good teachers.
It was kinda crazy genius. They showed us what not to do so we'd figure out what we should do.
Really?
It took us a while to get it.
Especially at the ravine. It would have been so much easier to just fly home. But instead, our professors built bridges the wrong way just to show us how important teamwork is.
Yeah, that was super dangerous. Talk about commitment.
Yeah, commitment, sure. And here we see the students have not only done a good job of getting the lessons of teamwork, but I suspect they are also mastering the lessons of kindness. Fluttershy has taught them well. They could have chosen to interpret events in a way that would be less than kind to Applejack and Rainbow Dash, but the students don't. Indeed, the students put a super positive spin on the experience in a way that nurtures friendships all around. Is Twilight fooled by the students' attempts to cover for their teachers?
You were actually just competing the entire time, weren't you?
To tell you the truth, yeah.
Well, not all the time. I agree with you for the whole nature walk.
Only 'cause you were angling for that Teacher of the Month award.
You were the one doing the angling.
You were more like...
An amusing end for an interesting negative lesson. Behold, dear viewers, let us show you what not to do. Then you, like the students, can be instructed by Rainbow Dash and Applejack. Should you ever be in a similar situation, don't do anything they just did. Up to, and including, not really getting the point of the whole thing. Competitors gotta compete, I suppose. And hey, at least they do seem to have gotten the idea that all this mess was their respective fault. Some lessons just take a while to sink in, I suppose. Even 8 seasons of the show can't fully smooth off all of a pony's rough edges. If you wish to see my full reaction to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 8, Episode 9, titled Non-Compete Clause, the link, as I mentioned earlier, is in the description. Feel free to leave any comments or likes for that reaction here on this Afterthoughts review. And until next time, as always, kindly remember, y'all are awesome. Stay awesome.